What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got some good news for the One Piece TCG and some confusing news for the One Piece TCG. But let's start off with something which isn't confusing, but it is a little bit teasy. You see, Starter Deck 12 has finally gone and been officially revealed on the Japanese website for the One Piece TCG. It's there. It's official, and we've known about it for a little while because of distributor listings, etc. But now it is actually proper job official. It's there on the website. They have confirmed the release date of the 28th of October. They have not given us an image. Boo! They have, however, given us a bunch of information. So the short description is, well, it's called Start Deck Zoro and Sanji, which matches with what we knew. Straw Hat Pirates Zoro and Sanji have teamed up to become the leader, introducing an aggressive mixed colour deck centered on green and blue. Now, this is where it gets very important, because if we look at the content, pre-constructed deck, 51 cards. That tells us a 50-card deck and one leader. The rumour about this was that it was going to feature a dual leader, not a dual colour leader, although actually for what it's worth it is also a dual colour leader, green and blue, but an actual dual leader. The leader of this deck is Zoro and Sanji. It's not a Zoro leader, it's not a Sanji leader, it is a Zoro and Sanji leader. We've seen Sanji as a leader in OPO2, we've seen Zoro as a leader in OPO1, one of the best leaders we've ever seen, incidentally. Now we've got ourselves a proper job, full-on dual leader. And I don't know, but I would imagine there's going to be some kind of new mechanic coming on here. You know, we can use Zoro and Sanji as examples here, because if we look at dual colour leaders against monocolour leaders, there are some significant differences. Firstly, dual colour leaders can use multiple colours, so Sanji can use any green or blue card, whereas Zoro can only use red. But also, as a general rule, and we know that this gets broken sometimes, but as a general rule, everyone has 5,000 power, but monocolour leaders have 5 life and dual colour leaders have 4. They have 1 fewer life card to start the game, because they've got access to extra cards. That seems fair. So it's also fair to suggest that there is, and this is no way, shape or form confirmed, but it is also fair to suggest that there may well be a new type of mechanic coming in for these dual leaders. Not dual colour leaders, dual leaders. Also, let's just say this here. Does anyone actually believe for a second that we're not going to see any more of these? That this is going to be the only dual leader ever? Nah. Remember, Starter Deck 7 brought in yellow cards, and now yellow cards are a thing. Remember that Starter Deck 6 brought in black cards, and now black cards are a thing. We see this quite a lot in, well, Bandai card games as a whole. They will bring something in for the first time with the Starter Deck, and then they'll kind of build it out from there. I would expect that to be the case here. Can't tell you for certain one way or the other. Don't know for certain one way or the other. But I would be very, very, very surprised if this was the last dual leader we ever saw. It is overwhelmingly likely that this is basically the first one, and then we kind of go from there. And I'm a little bit excited. I want to see what other dual leaders we could see in the future. As a side note, pop down in the comment section right now, please, which dual leader you want to see in the future, because I want a bunch of ideas that would make me happy. For me, obviously, Smoker and Tashigi. Like, no question there. As soon as I saw the dual leaders were a thing, my first reaction was, yeah, Smoker and Tashigi. How cool would they be together? Obviously, it'd be probably a mono black leader, one would imagine. Although, that'd be weird. Would we see monocolored dual leaders? Oh, that's weird. I don't know if we'd ever see that. It's got to be a thing, right? I don't know. Either way, that just seems too perfect for me. They're clearly a pair in kind of like the manga, and also, they're just cool together. That would make me really happy. Somebody make that happen. Now, the other information we have about this, We've got a confirmed release date of 28th of October, and we've got a suggested retail price of 1,320 yen, which is interesting, because up till now, 990 yen has been a standard starter deck, and 550 yen has been a budget starter deck. So does this mean we're going to see something a little bit special here, or is it just a price raise? One of those would be awesome. One of those would be far less awesome. This is something we're going to have to wait and see in the future, but I do think it is relevant here that as a general rule, starter decks are 550 or 990, so having a 1320 starter deck, yeah, that is a relevant piece of information. We don't have anything else we know for the minute. As soon as we do, I'll let you know. It's kind of what I do. But we do have some news about the promo Roanoa Zoro that came out in the recent Psycho Jump. Basically, what they're doing is they're basically doing they're doing a recall on it. And they have now gone and released the information about exactly how you would go about getting it back, doing the recall. Now, I'm very delighted because on my very first day in Japan, when I went there last month, I told you one of the first things I was going to do when I got to Japan was go to Shinjuku and pick up Starter Deck 10. And it was in the official store. And that is one of the first things I did. But on my way to Shinjuku to pick up Starter Deck 10, I popped into a Lawson's to get some money out. And while I was in there, I bought the recent issue of Psycho Jump with this Zoro promo, which is wrong. And basically, there are a couple of different ways to do it. There is exchange by mail, or there is exchange in person. You can basically go along to, well, they're actually tournaments. There are exchange counters at events, and you go along and you give them the old version, they give you the new version. I want the error version. But then again, is the fixed version going to end up being much rarer? Do I want the fixed version? Do I want both of them? Fair question, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm not sure I can do it by mail from the UK. Seems a bit awkward, and I definitely can't get to any of those tournaments, so yeah. And actually, the exchange by mail, you have to ring them up first. I think it's fair to say I'm not going to be able to do this. Although, fun note, it's going until February the 29th, which obviously only happens once every 4 years. Leap year! Yay! But yeah, what's actually gone wrong with this? What's gone wrong with it is, it was printed with the wrong traits on. You see, the image on the screen clearly says Wano and Straw Hat Pirates. There are two traits. The first one says Wano, or Land of Wano if you want to be a pedant, and the second one says Straw Hat Pirates. That's what it should be. But here's a photograph of the one that I bought. I just went and literally grabbed it and took a photo, paused the video, and you'll notice that although it is a Straw Hat Pirate card, they forgot to put Land of Wano on it. And this is clearly, very clearly, it is Roanoa Zoro from the Wano arc. It is supposed to be Land of Wano Zoro. Now, this is easily done, but what they basically did was, when printing, they forgot to put that on there. And that actually makes a big difference, because it means that any cards that specifically refer to Land of Wano don't refer to this when they blatantly should. And there are a bunch in OP04 which boost them up. You know, Kozuki Hiyori, up to one of your Land of Wano type leader or characters gains 1,000 power for the turn. Toniyasu, activate main, you may trash this character to give one of your Land of Wano type leader or character cards 3,000 power during this turn. These specifically refer to Land of Wano type characters, which this Zoro is supposed to be, but isn't. Except it is, but there are a bunch of ones out there that don't actually say that they are, and that's a bit of a problem, because, and look, I just gave you two random examples. There are a bunch more out there. I'm not going to go through them all. That's not the point. The point is, there are interactions in the card game that rely on having a Land of Wano character, and this is supposed to be a Land of Wano character, but was printed as just a Straw Hat, not Land of Wano, which means it doesn't take advantage of all these other cards, which is a very, very, very big problem. So yeah, they've gone and issued a correction. You can go and get it back. I probably won't, honestly, But look, I got hold of this card, and that alone makes me very happy. Now, the last piece of news, I'm just kind of putting it in there. I don't have much I can tell you, and this makes me very sad. There is a crossover going on between the One Piece card game and One Piece Treasure Cruise. As a side note, I totally downloaded One Piece Treasure Cruise yesterday and started playing it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get addicted. Although, can we please start having mobile games that don't have 57 different systems that you need to learn day one just to play it? Can we simplify them a little bit? It's getting a bit stupid. Now remember, the other day I showed you the latest issue of V-Jump has a Sabo promo in. And it is a Treasure Cruise Sabo promo that links into the game. It's kind of cool, honestly. Well, yeah, more is happening. Now from the tweet, it says, the standard battle held regularly at stores nationwide will be held as Treacle Edition from October. I don't know what they're saying there. That's got to be wrong. But maybe it's not wrong, maybe it's just something I'm not getting, I don't really know. It seems like something's been lost in translation, but literally, that is how it translates. I've had a look at the Japanese, so there's something I'm missing here. And also, an event commemorating the collaboration will be held in the game app. Oh, it's Treasure Cruise, of course it is. It's not Treacle Edition, it's Treasure Cruise Edition. It's literally Tore Kuru, which, forgive my terrible pronunciation, is a shortened version of Treasure and a shortened version of Cruise mashed together into, Treasure Cruise. Okay, so it's Treasure Cruise Edition. Now, I have gone and peeked the official website. There is a listing for these tournaments in October, but it just says that the basically promos are going to be shown off later. So it doesn't actually help us in any way, shape, or form, which is really annoying. So, yeah, I have no more information for you, ladies and gentlemen. Something's going on at these tournaments in October, but we don't know what. Something's going on in the game, but we don't know what. But there is a collaboration happening in addition to the Sabo promo card, which, yes, I've already picked up, obviously. So, yeah, at some point in the near future, something's going to be going on. I'm very excited about this. But for now, we're just going to have to wait and see. Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the news. I'm excited. Now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of this. Tell me how excited you are for Starter Deck 12. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about, well, One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.